the son of Sicelo Mhlauli, who's one of the Cradock Four. Mr. Ntsika Mhlauli joins us now for reaction. Mr. Mhlauli, a good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. Interesting, you know, you've got the human rights lawyer and former TRC Commissioner Ntsika heard in that clip saying that this moment is historic for the families. But talk to me about what this moment really sounds and looks like inside the Mhlauli family 40 years after the killing of your father. What is the sense? Is it history? Is it a sense that there is some hope that you'll get closer to closure?
Good evening, lady. Thank you for having us. For me and my family, it's quite a sad moment. At the same time, we are happy that we will be getting closure, that we will finally get something that will tell us what really was the reason and why they were killed and why the state took so long to prosecute, to follow up on the cases of the murders. Now they also passed on, but now there won't be really justice in the sense because now no one will be held accountable. We'll just be finding out now why, just answering the whys and the whos, and who are the people that held it back, I guess.
Yeah. So not a lot of, I suppose, closure, especially when we heard today in the inquest that 49 individuals associated with the matter have died. And so there must be a sense that more could have been done at an earlier point. What do you think is, you know, the view of the family, the Mhlauli family, as to why there have been so many delays? Of course, you do have authorities saying that there will be investigations into why there have been delays in the prosecution of apartheid-era matters.
Well, the view in the family is that we have been waiting too long. So we feel like maybe there was political interference in the Landuka in holding back these cases, because even my son, this one time, he was doing a project at school, so he started to research on his grandfather. And then he came back to us after doing all that research, and he said, why were these people killed? I mean, why were these people not arrested when they committed the murders? But however, again, he answered himself and said, he understands it was apartheid, but why didn't action be taken against the murderers in the new South Africa? So yeah, it's a question that I couldn't answer even myself. Myself, I've been waiting for justice to be served. Yeah.
We did see today, with that inquest, the attendance as well of the Constitutional Development and Justice Minister, Mkhonto, there, and outside of the inquest, speaking to the media, saying that work certainly is going to be done, particularly with that commission of inquiry to look into whether or not there were intentional efforts to delay prosecutions. Does that give some hope? And when you certainly have the presence of the minister in that inquest, does it say that now, of all times, this matter is going to be given the attention that it needs?
Well, we can only hope now that it will be given the attention that it deserves. Because the TRC also looked in this, and it recommended that they must be prosecuted, but nothing was done. So now we hope that they will follow through and proceed and give. Actually, they can't prosecute now anymore and give us the answers that we've been waiting for 40 years.
Yeah. Well, we're going to leave it there, Mr. Mhlauli. Thank you so much for your time, and we will continue to check in, of course. Perhaps let me just one last question, because as part of this inquiry, or this inquest rather, as it unfolds, you do have various steps that are going to be taken. For instance, the visiting of the site where the four were abducted. I mean, some difficulties in really needing to go back to some of those moments. So between now and the 12th of June, quite a bit that's going to be happening. The Goniwe family home will be visited, the Cradock Four monument, but perhaps some concerns around even visiting the scene of the abduction of your father and the other three.
Well, to be like, for me, I've never been to the sites before, because to me it's a painful thing. It brings back like memories of why this was done to my father. And I never had a chance now to grow up with my father. Going to school, I with other kids having their fathers. Now it's my son doesn't have a grandson, father also. So it's going to be difficult for me, like going back there to those times, to the crime scene and the place where they were abducted. And with Mylan, and they passed away, the people who committed these crimes. They got to enjoy life. They are children and their grandkids, and they died natural deaths.
Ntsika Mhlauli, the son there of Sicelo Mhlauli, who's of course one of the Cradock Four, after we did see the reopening and resumption of the Cradock Four inquest today. And we'll keep following those proceedings as well here on Channel 405.